Guys, I hope everyone's doing well. I think I'm going to go live in a couple of seconds here. If you're in the chat or if you're going to pop in today, please be sure and let me know you're in there and say hello. Let me know how I sound. Oh, I probably have an echo because I didn't mute. Well, I may not be mute now, but if I would have opened the other window, I think if I don't hit that mute, I think it echoes. So please let me know how I sound, how the stream is, and all of that. No one is home, so there should not be any interference with the stream. And I've upgraded my internet like twice already. I don't know what the deal is. You know, they're doing that throttling thing now, though. They do that with my phone. I didn't even know that till they told me. They sent a message and said, yes, you have unlimited internet access or data or whatever, but the speed slows down the more you use and you're up to so much. So I'm no longer enjoying all those live streams that I could, or video watching that I like to do during lunch, or podcasts that I like to listen to on the way to something or the other in the car. I had to limit myself on that. Well, today I'm going to bring you a haul, guys. It's going to be a jewelry haul. It's just a small one from some of the things that I pick up, you know, just off the counters of the thrift stores, because yeah, there's been some jewelry jars and I picked one up. I'm going to do it probably later on in a couple of weeks or in a week, because I still have a couple of those bags that I've recorded. Everything's been open and done, and I just haven't had a chance to edit them all and to upload them. So there's a lot in the bank right now that you can wait on and hopefully enjoy when I upload those. So sometimes I just leave the jars, you know, and some of them are a little expensive. A few times I found a few of them in the $40 range, $34.99, $39.99, and this one that I have back here, they actually had it along with another one, and the other one was $39.99, and this one was maybe 2 inches shorter. And I asked the manager if he could reduce it to $34.99. No, I think he reduced the $39.99 to $34.99 because it really wasn't that much different. Somehow or another, I got an extra discount because I always ask, you know that. So let me pop up a window and see who's watching. It looks like there's 20 people here. I hope that you were able to hit the thumbs up as soon as you walk in the door, because I think you'll really enjoy the content here. We talk a lot about reselling. We're going to talk about reselling fine jewelry today at the end of my haul, because I think that's a really important question that a lot of people have been asking about. They haven't asked me directly, but I see it in the chat streams of the some of the jewelry groups that I'm in. So I thought I would address what I do in that situation and how you can take advantage of all of that. Like, I thought this ring was real gold. Somebody said it looked like real gold, and it was not magnetized. And according to mine testing, it was going around 10 karat. And then I went yesterday to a pawn shop. I had a lot of fun at a pawn shop yesterday, guys. And I got a lot of jewelry analyzed. And I even had this gold coin removed from a bracelet, and because I didn't want to sell the gold coin. And so I got all that done for free. And he's like, no, not gold. And then some things were stamped. Some things were stamped, and he's like, nope, not going to do that one. And then one thing was even stamped 18 karat, and he showed me twice, and I almost wanted to go to another place, but I didn't, because I'd already gone to 2 places. He showed me where it would not test for 18. He said it was probably somewhere between 14 and 18, but since, you know, the jewelry associations or whatever don't recognize anything but those carat weights, he could only take it as a 14 karat. Okay, I'm going to open up a window. No. Thank you for your patience, guys. You know, I'm kind of new to this. I'm trying to get better at it, but I'm still quite a newbie here on streaming. Okay. Looks like we're up to 29 viewers. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. I still haven't learned how to pop out the chat, so I have to like open another window is what I'm doing here. Okay, so it looks like Paula B's here. Velvet Sunflower, Gloria Gonzalez. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Gloria? Nice to have you here. I don't think I've ever seen you in the stream before, but I'm glad you're here. And then we have Rita Ka from Lebanon. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. And our Sky. Hey, Princess Casserole, how are you, Miss Carla? I watched your video the other day. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Princess Casserole there, you can scroll on her name, and you'll see 3 dots, and it'll take you directly to the channel, and then you can subscribe, and then come right back and finish watching this video. Don't go stay over there till we're finished here. But she does some great videos, and I really enjoyed the one you did with Angie. And was it Vintage Treasures or Vintage Findings? I didn't even know she had a channel, so I was glad that you turned us on to her. And I really enjoyed her hauls the other day. But I liked the intimacy of the talk. It was just so personable. I really enjoyed it. I really, really did. I really wanted to be there, but I missed the party. I couldn't even be in the chat. I think I was at work. But I enjoyed it. So anyway, that is Princess Casserole Carla. She has a great channel. Love Me 2 Times is also here. Kim Riggs, thank you for being here, and thank you for being a wrench, as well as Princess Casserole is a wrench. Cassandra Daly, thank you. I'm glad the sound is good. Did everybody get their thrifting done today? I know I'm a little late. I think this is the time I'm probably going to be doing it, because I had to go to the post office as well and get that shipping out. They're doing some good sales in jewelry. Hey, Harley Gran, how are you? I've been doing some really good sales on Poshmark and eBay and everywhere. I think those listing challenges I did with Valerie over at her channel really boosted up my sales. Rhonda Cottonwood, nice to have you here, guys. Love Me 2 Times, Jim Cat. You should be working on class. Are you doing some homework? Someone said they should be working on class. Oh, class, do it all night. Do an all-nighter. That's what I used to do. I still do. I still stay up way too late doing all kinds of, selling and listing and so forth. Sharpie Seller, how are you? And I think I said hello to everybody. Let's get started with this haul, guys. I was super excited about this bracelet because I had just been looking on Instagram because I was trying to get some inspiration on how to list pearls, how to style them, and to get them a more modern appeal, even though the classic appeal is just as legitimate, and I love it. But I found this for about $5. It's a really pretty mesh back bracelet, and it's got champagne colored pearls and the classic white pearl. And I saw a picture of a girl wearing a bracelet just like this. I mean, 2 days before I saw this. On not on Instagram, I don't know if I said Instagram, on Pinterest. So on Pinterest, you can go on there and you can search styling pearls, styling jewelry. And that's what I did. And I ran into some beautiful, beautiful pictures. So I just thought that looked so pretty. Again, it was marked about $8, but I got it with my discount for about $5. So I really, really love it. And I love champagne pearls, the color of them. And see how it is there? Now, this is a funny hallmark, guys. Let me know if you recognize it. It's just a heart. Let me take it off again. It's like a dotted heart because it has nothing else. Can you guys see that? So it says nothing else, but I really would like to list it with the name. It almost made me think of Juicy Couture for some reason, but Juicy Couture puts their name on everything. So yeah, it's just a little heart, kind of dotted, and it's just gorgeous. I think it's really, really nice. It's very well made. Look, it's just chains in the back. Wouldn't it look great with some? Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the way the girl on Pinterest had it. I think she had long sleeves on. And I think it was either a black shirt with jeans or a white shirt with jeans, but it looked just gorgeous. And then yesterday when I was at the pawn shop, I was there a while because I had a lot of things to sell. And I know this, it's more of a jewelry store. They have everything from Louis Vuittons to, they have the most beautiful Gucci bags there. I mean, it's very, very high-end. If you can have that high-end pawn shop. And it's really a pawn and jewelry shop. And it's been profiled in Houston media many times because it's just a great place to, sell your things and buy things. So one of the girls was wearing, she had to come over and look at one of my pieces to ask if we could do this or that for it. And she was wearing a strand of pearls, like 4 or 5 strands. And it was so interesting to me that immediately you could tell they were genuine. They were just, they almost glowed. They almost just gave off a reflective light that almost blinded me. That's how beautiful they were. And I had complimented the other lady that was working with me on a piece that she had. She just had a little silver, kind of like a multicolor like this, but it was obviously sterling silver. She said, "Oh, it's just one of our pieces here. I like to put on something different every day." So obviously they wear the stuff that they're, hawking there. But those pearls were so amazing. And she just had them on like effortlessly. Why can't I say that word? Effortlessly. Just like 4 or 5 strands and kind of tangled. And then she had a white shirt on as well. I think she had black slacks, and she was really pretty, and her hair was black, and she had it kind of back in a ponytail, bright pink lipstick. And it just looked so beautiful. I was just totally floored with how pearls continue to be not only classic, but trendy and, just so stunning. I just loved them. I was like, I want pearls like that. I want a couple of strands of long pearls. Anyway, back to the haul. All right, then I found these. These are gorgeous too. These are Givenchy, and they are marked. They're very, I think, very 90s or 80s with their triple hoops, but also a door knocker look. And in the white gold finish there, white gold color. I thought they were so pretty. Thank you, Miss Junk Trader. I appreciate that. Well, I lost that one, but I'll show you this one. It went behind the computer. I'm not going to look for it right now. And they are hallmarked in the back. And I like them because they're hollow and they're lightweight. But I don't know if that really matters much when they're clipped anyway. It's the heavy ones that really bother me when they're pierced. Do any of you guys wear pierced earrings? They sell really well, but I like them. I wish they were pierced because they would be perfect because they're so lightweight. I'm wearing the classic shrimp earring from the 90s and 80s. These are some of the things that I decided not to sell yesterday. I had taken them in, but I had already sold enough. I had already gotten enough from what I presented to a couple of pawn shops that I decided to hold on to these for a while. And so that, but I just love them. I think, yeah, they're definitely, from another era, but I think they just look really pretty. I really, really like gold against my silver hair. I love silver too, but silver tends to get, lost in my hair. It really does. You like the screw back clip, Miss Carla? Yeah, those are really nice too when you can adjust it because they pinch. And you look so good in that vintage stuff, Miss Carla. I just love it. I've been telling my viewers how you can wear something that's from 1950 and just make it look so pretty and so charming. I really like it. I think you really wear it well. All right, the earrings only cost me about $1.30. Oh, my bracelet opened. See, this is another thing I'm going to sell because this bracelet keeps opening. Another gold piece that's just from a collection that I had years ago. But it's really, maybe I'll send it to that auction thing I won. I won 5 jewelry repairs in an auction, so I might have to send this to get it adjusted. Or maybe I'll just sell it. That's just one of the pieces. So I took things like this into the pawn shop. We'll talk about the pawn shop in a minute. Anyway, and then I found another one of these, and this was $3. And the girl was like, "Oh, I hate that thing it's on. You could put it on a really nice gold chain." But I found another loop, super strong, nice gold color as well. It was marked $4.99. So I got it for about $260, $275, something like that. So these are super cute. I love carrying these with me. I actually have one of these attached to a key ring on my bag, and I have it hanging kind of like a purse charm so that I can have it really handy, but I also like wearing them around my neck. So I was happy to find another one of those. And then at another Goodwill, I found these. These are kind of a Southwest design. And they are, I wish I had that. I should use that thing. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I was going to show you this. No, that can't do those because those have, those are like for hooks. These are actually have studs. All right, let me show them to you. They're silver, and they were only $1.99. They didn't even have them in like their better area where they put some of their better pieces. They're onyx, kind of a Southwest Native American. I would not list them as Native American unless I knew they were signed by a Native American artisan, but I would definitely list them as Southwest style if I were to list these, and they are sterling silver. They're super pretty, and then they do have a design. I think they have that serrated setting on that onyx there. Is it called serrated? I think it's what it's called. So it's really, really cute. Guys, it looks like there's 31 people. I hope you guys managed to give me a thumbs up as soon as you walked in the door. I really appreciate it. As I said earlier, we're going to talk about reselling, and today about reselling fine jewelry. So often I'll bring you hauls. I think you will like the content here in this channel. I'll bring you hauls of jewelry, but not just jewelry. I'm going to do a huge thrift store haul in a few minutes. I have not had a chance to do it, and it's been sitting there. I think I haven't done a thrift haul in a month. I believe it's going to be a month already, or over a month. So it shows. It's in my piano room next door, and I really want to get to listing all those clothing items, shoes, and hard goods, collectibles, that kind of thing. So I want to show them to you. Stay tuned for that video. I'm going to film it probably today. I'm going to film about 2 or 3 videos, get them all banked up, and hopefully stream them out or upload them out throughout the week. So I think you'll enjoy the content here. You will learn quite a bit about reselling, quite a bit about what I sell. I've been selling on eBay since, I guess, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. I'm a power seller on there. I do have 2 stores there now. I decided to niche one store into fashion for men, women, and children, and the other is kind of just come see what I have at this little mini flea market. So I will sell everything there. And so I think you'll enjoy the channel. I also do a Saturday live chat where I usually bring a haul, but sometimes I have a topic I want to discuss. So be sure and subscribe, hit the bell as well. It's right next to the subscribe button so that you can be notified when I do upload a new video or when I go live on Saturday. Here's another really pretty set of earrings that I got for $2.99. I just thought, let me show you one at a time. It's hard to hold both of them. Really pretty pink rhinestone, main stone there, and then some diamond colored stones around it. Again, they were actually cheaper than $1.99 because I do get that discount. So I got them probably for like $1.30 or so. Really nice. And this store, I have found some really good jewelry jars there with some good things in them. I can't recall exactly. I think that's where I got the jewelry jar that Miss Carla won in my giveaway. And she found quite a few pieces of Kendra Scott in there. And I think she was able to sell those because that's not quite her style as well. She really likes the vintage, but there was quite a few nice things in there. I think she found a few vintage pieces she liked in there as well. So I usually do find jewelry jars in there, but it's been a while that they've done them. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there. I do ask them, and she told me, I think she told me they just haven't come by because there is one person that does a few of the Goodwills. They go in there and they fix the jewelry jars. So if they haven't gone in, I guess they haven't done it yet. Okay, then I found these, and these were how much? $3.99. So they were about $2.60 or so. These are Kate Spade. Super cute, and they're pierced enamel. And her stuff really sells well quickly on Posh. Oh, can you even see those? I don't know how I can hold these. There they go. Carla, which ones are you asking about if I would sell which on Posh? Or are you talking to me? I would sell any jewelry on Posh. I will sell vintage jewelry. There is a big following on Posh and Tradesy. I don't know if any of you do Tradesy, but I have a subscriber that is an absolute vintage aficionado. She dresses in vintage clothing. She buys nothing but vintage jewelry, and she loves to buy on Posh. So if you're asking me what I would sell on Posh as far as jewelry, I would sell anything, including fine jewelry. And I have sold fine jewelry on there. And what I love about Posh and the fine jewelry is that they have, if you sell something over $500, they have the concierge service, which will authenticate the item for the buyer. So there won't be any of this, oh, it's not really genuine. I doubt that it's a designer, and let me have my money back and all of that. And you can buy the service, I think, for $39 if the item is less than 500, but if the item is 500 or above, you can actually get that service free. And that is such a time saver, such a headache saver, because you don't have to pray that they get it and that they like it and that they give you good feedback or that they decide to have buyer's remorse. That's not going to happen on Poshmark. If they bought it and, unless it turns out to be not the carat weight you said, or not 14, but 10 and so forth, then they do have the option of returning it. Otherwise, it's theirs. And it just really is a wonderful place to sell fine jewelry. And as like I just said, vintage as well. Vintage really does move on there too. So I put all kinds of jewelry on there. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat that are addressed to me. Princess Casserole, Miss Carla, did you put your links on your channel to your shop? Because I couldn't find it. So I don't know if you've done it to your artwork on your About page on YouTube, but if you haven't, I hope you go and put it in your latest video so we can all find you, because I tend to forget everybody's name, and then it's kind of hard to find it when you just search for it. There's a lot of similar names and so forth. So it'd be nice if you did that so we can find your shops. I'd love to go see what you have. Okay, Junk Traders here. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Yes, Velvet Sunflower. I love pearls. They're just absolutely timeless. I really do love them. But I was just floored with the strand of pearls that girl was wearing. I mean, I was like, yeah, sell me this so that I can go buy that strand of pearls off that girl's neck and just buy all this gold that I was selling and then reinvest it. But no, I couldn't. I was trying to sell scrap gold and some pieces that I just no longer wear. And I investigated. Let's go ahead and talk about the gold now. I investigated several areas. I have sold, when I was telling you right now about Posh, I've sold some fine jewelry on there. I sold a beautiful, what do they call them? Tennis bracelet with diamonds. And I sold it for $650 or 600, and I got about 500. They do take a big chunk, but it took a long time to sell it. I had it on eBay as well, and it did sell. And then yesterday, I had a bracelet that was similar, but it only had 6 diamonds. And it was more of a love bracelet, like the Cartier love bracelet. It was more that style. It was really nice. And they offered me $500. And I knew that I could sell it on eBay, but it would sit on eBay because there's quite a few. I investigated the prices. There's quite a few, and they're all around the $600, $700, $500 range, depending. So I took the money for that because I needed the quick cash for a friend, and that's what we did. We got that done for her, and so that's why I took it. I just felt like I don't have the time to wait. I don't have the patience to see if they're going to get it, to see if they're not going to scam me, to see this and the other. This was a quick transaction, and then I had a whole bunch of scrap jewelry. I think I've told you before, I no longer buy earrings in real gold. I do have these, but these aren't mine. Aren't they pretty though? I'm just borrowing them. I'm selling them for a friend. So that's what I was doing yesterday. And I'm afraid to buy any real gold jewelry. I had maybe 5 onesies of real gold earrings that have been sitting in my jewelry box, hoping and praying that the partner would show up one day, but they never showed up. So they gave me quite a bit of money for the scrap jewelry. And I know what the price of gold is right now. I looked it up. I looked up the weight. I have a scale. I got everything, and I mauled it around in my head. And I knew that in the end, what I was doing was a good deal. They gave me more than I expected. And the thing is, it's interesting, but you really have to know who you're dealing with. I know these people. I've been dealing with them for a while. I visited another pawn shop that I was very impressed with as well, because they also deal a lot in estate jewelry. And they actually told me that if you sell it, I'll give you more. I have never been told that at a pawn shop. I have always been told the opposite. It doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter if you sell it. Doesn't matter if you decide to pawn it. It's still the same price, because we don't know if you're coming back. It's still a risk for us. So we went ahead and sold her jewelry, and it was definitely worth it. I put in some of my jewelry as well for some things that I wanted to sell. We sold her good pieces, mostly bracelets, a pair of earrings. And the pair of earrings I actually had listed on eBay for about 2 hours, because I looked and the comps were $200. $200 was the average price that I saw for something very, very similar to hers in weight and everything. They gave me $150. To me, that's a win-win. So don't be afraid of going into a pawn shop, either to shop or to buy, because the bargains are there for buying. That's why I acquired a lot of jewelry as well. I've just always loved to go into pawn shops and buy things there. And that's where I go when I feel like I know what I'm selling. And if you go in there, you've never sold jewelry, you don't know what it weighs, you don't know the price of gold, and you run into a character, someone you've never met before, someone you've never seen before, someone that has not been sitting in that location for over 50 years, that's a risk you will have to weigh. But do not be afraid of going in there and selling your fine jewelry. Do not be afraid of selling your fine jewelry on eBay. If you have the patience to wait for that right buyer and not take the first lowball offer, then do it. There is nothing, absolutely nothing risky about selling it on eBay. When I sold a Tiffany necklace on eBay, it was the Elsa Peretti Diamond Cross. And I made a lot of money on that one because I bought it at a pawn shop years ago. I bought it for about, I think, $250 or $300. And it sold for about, I think, $7 or so. So I more than made enough money on that. I checked the buyer. I checked her feedback and what kind of a buyer she was. And I insured it to the T. I made sure that it was not only delivered to the person that was buying it, but that it was signed by that person, because you can pick out two kinds of signature confirmations. You can have anyone at the door sign for it, or you can have that particular person sign for it. So I covered all my ground that way. And that way I knew I was really lessening the risk. But I really hate when people say, oh, I wouldn't dare sell it on eBay. I wouldn't dare sell it on Posh. I wouldn't dare sell it on online. Why not? Why not? You have your seller protection as well. And you can add to that with insurance as well. I mean, if you have the time to put your fine jewelry on eBay or online anywhere, do it. You will get more money for it than you will at a pawn shop usually. But then again, you have to weigh those things. Like the scrap jewelry I was selling, I couldn't sell scrap jewelry. I could not sell one earring to somebody. I mean, I probably could, but for what they gave me for it, and then what my friend got for her stuff, we had a win-win. She could not even believe what I got for her. She could not believe the money that I was able to garner from her jewelry. But as I've always said, gold is an investment, whether it's in jewelry or whether it's, in your little coins or whatever. It's just a good thing all around. It really is. And then of course, your costume jewelry as well. People really will buy things that you find at a thrift store at a premium price. If that is what they want, if it is unique, and of course, all the designer names that you may be familiar with, put them on there. And don't be afraid to do the comps. Do the research a little bit. Don't spend too much time on that, because that can be a time waster as well. Just get a couple of research in under your belt, and then you'll have an idea of what things sell for. And then join some of these jewelry groups as well. They're very helpful, and they help you see what designers are sought after. I've learned so much. If it hadn't been for a show I did last week, I wouldn't have known that this pair of modern costume jewelry was worth as much as it was. And I thought it was selling for about $80 at retail, right? But they are selling the used ones at about $70 to $60. And I'll bring you that in my sales video for my Jewelry Just Souls. But I was so grateful that you guys have informed me on that kind of stuff. and the Kendra Scott as well. Somebody spotted the Kendra Scott necklace that I still haven't listed, but one of my Posh followers said, please let me know when you list that Kendra Scott because it sells quick. So just be aware that there is value in costume jewelry as well. But don't be afraid of selling that fine jewelry. It's really, really nothing to be afraid of. If you have any questions, just let me know with a question mark in the front. Hey, the Crazy Card, how are you? Good. Absolutely a good thing, Cassandra David. You're absolutely right. And don't be afraid to haggle with the people at the pawn shops. That is the most fun ever. That is the most fun ever, is to haggle with them, because they have a set price. They're going to go higher, just like you do on Poshmark. You want to go higher on your first initial price because you know you're going to get an offer. So that's the same thing at the pawn shop. If they have a ring for $500, don't be afraid to offer them $250. They might meet you in the middle at $300, and 9 times out of 10, they will. But if you don't know, you go in there, you just pay the price that's on the ticket. That's your loss and their win, and that's the way the game runs. All right. I was also going to mention to you guys about the return with my jewelry that I talked about last time. It was the Native American piece that I told you was very flimsy and I didn't like it. And I asked the seller to return it, and she said no. And then eBay said, she had the right to say no. They refused my return. Well, 2 days later, she writes me back. She goes, I've changed my mind. I want to return it for you. Please send it in the mail, and so forth and so on. She says, I understand how people that are not familiar with a certain artisan can be disappointed and so forth. So she was very gracious about it. And I just thought that was really a sign of someone that really wants to be here on eBay or there on eBay for the long run. Because that's really the way you kind of have to look at things sometimes. It's like, well, she was honest enough to say that it just did not meet her expectations. She didn't just have buyer's remorse. So she understood that, got my money back on that. I was really happy. But then this week, I got another test of my patience and the way I run my store. I had a lady or a person email me and say, I just got this piece, and I had this piece sitting on this ruler right here. This big, bold, beautiful ruler, right? I love to take pictures of my jewelry on rulers in my hand, wearing it, because I want people to not be disappointed with the size. And because that happens to me, it's happened to me many times. I'll look at something, I'll think it's a big size, think it's a big ring, and it's a tiny little thing. So I don't want my buyer to run into that. So I had it on here. She writes me and says to me, I got the pendant today, and it says 1 3/4 inches, 1 3/4, but I thought, and she says, and I saw it on the ruler, but I thought if I turned it sideways, it would be 1 1/2 or something like that. So she was disappointed with the size. And my friend and I were doing our planning time, and I showed her the email. And she says, and she's the math person, she's like, oh my God, that is a standard ruler. You write back to her and tell her that is a standard ruler. What do you not understand about a standard ruler? So I wrote her back, and I didn't get huffy or anything. I said, I'm sorry you were disappointed with the item. It is sitting on a standard ruler. It is described accordingly. Moreover, I took the measurement from the catalog, because this is a designer piece. I took the measurement from the designer in order to make sure that this is the correct size, that I'm not just reading the ruler wrong, right? And she wrote me 3 times to basically tell me, no, you're wrong, I'm right. But I also just kept ending the paragraph with, please feel free to return it. Oh, but let me tell you, this is what she was fishing for. She wanted a $5 refund, a partial refund. She said, can you just give me a $5 refund and then we'll call it even? And I had already given, I think, a really good price on that pendant. And that pendant is very, very sought after. And I could sell it within a day if I relisted it. So maybe it was a point of contention on my part, because I hate to be fished that way. I cannot stand it when buyers do that. And I know that she said it was not as described. So she knew that she was basically almost extortion. She didn't want to come right out and say that, I'll return it and you'll have to pay for the shipping because I'm saying you didn't describe it right. But I knew with her verbiage, the language she was using, that that's what she was doing. So I said, feel free to return it. 3 times I said, feel free to return it, because she kept arguing with me that, no, it's really this. No, if you turn it sideways, it should be this. I thought it was that. Oh my gosh, it was incredible. So I decided to, I guess I decided to go toe to toe with her because I just don't like that kind of treatment. And I was willing to take the bad feedback. I was willing to take the $5 listing, I mean, the $5 label or whatever it was going to be to return it to me, however she wanted to do it. I was going to play it. I was going to play her game. So I don't know how you guys would have handled it, but that's how I handled it because I can't stand when people try to do that for a lousy $5, you know? And I wasted what? Maybe 10 minutes of my time writing to her. How would you guys have handled it? Let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this later, I really like you guys to leave your comments as well so other people can find the video helpful. I love the fact that the feed and the chat is live as well, because that's very, very helpful to other people. Hey, how are you, Angie? I'm so glad you're here. That's Treasured Vintage in the chat there, guys. If you want to learn about jewelry, please go check out her channels. She is a copious head of knowledge there. You just will learn so much from her. So please, again, you can scroll those 3 dots next to her name there, Treasured Vintage, and go subscribe to her channel. She's awesome. And she does some great hauls as well. She buys so many lots and things. She knows how to buy them. She buys them there on eBay. But anyway, that's what I did on eBay, guys. It just made me kind of upset that people would do that because, first of all, they're getting a bargain. They're getting a bargain on this piece. This is a very sought after designer, and they know that. Yet they still want another $5. And I mean, it was sitting on this ruler. How much obvious can it be? This giant ruler. It was sitting in my hand. I think it was even on it was everywhere. So she knew what she was getting, and I think she knows the designer as well. She just wanted, another discount. Crazy people, I'm telling you. But anyway, that's the way I handled it. I don't know if it was worth it or not. Sometimes I just get that way. I don't like to be taken like that. And I feel like when people really succumb to that kind of extortion, they perpetuate that practice. They already know that. And I reported her too as well, because she sent me about 3 or 4 emails. Oh, she even said that I just didn't want to admit I was wrong and that I made it harder and so forth and so on. I blocked her and I reported her. And I blocked her because I don't want her buying my stuff anymore. I don't want her to buy my stuff and then do that as well. So we'll see. I haven't even checked to see if she left me negative feedback. She probably did. But I usually leave my feedback first. I always leave my feedback first. Within about 2 or 3 days of the item shipping, I start giving the feedback. And I like to do that so people can know that I'm confident in my items and I don't really expect a return, But like I said, I was very, I think, restrained. I didn't get personal. I really, my friend was telling me, don't you know how to read a ruler? It's not my fault you don't know how to read a ruler. That I should say all that. And she said, no, just say, return it if you don't want it, which is what I did because I just don't like to be squeezed for refunds like that or for partial refunds and stuff. Anyway, so that's what I was going to talk to you guys about, pawning your fine jewelry. Don't be afraid to do it. But, just make sure that you know who you're dealing with. It's a good idea. Now that there's Yelp as well, you can check a lot of these places out. I did show a little snippet in my Instagram. I don't know if you guys are following me on Instagram. I showed a snippet on there of a transaction that I did when I took that deco piece. Now it's a deco piece. Okay, see how you learn from these videos? Somebody told me I was calling it an Edwardian piece, and somebody, a jeweler who said he actually deals in estate jewelry, left a comment in my video and told me it was a deco piece. He actually described the cut of the diamond. So I was super happy to get all that information. I have to change my listing now because I was calling it an Edwardian piece. But I took that in and he offered me, was it $35? Or I don't know. It was less than $100 for 2 pieces. One was another, I think it was white gold, but it was CZs on it or something. He said, well, I can only give you the weight for this, but together I can only give you so much. So, you're going to get all kinds of characters. You just have to shop around. You also, again, have to know whether you have the time to put that jewelry online. It's not going to sell overnight, usually, unless you're giving it away and you don't want to give it away. But I thought I got a really good deal for my friend yesterday. We got a really good deal. I got a really good deal on those scrap earrings, and I'm finding more. I forget all the stuff that I have. My daughters have also lost earrings, and I have their earrings, or I have this and the other that is either broken or whatnot. That bracelet I just showed you, that's going to go into the scrap lot too, and I'm going to go back to that pawn shop where he gave me really, really good prices. And like I said, I never knew they can actually give you more. In some places, they will give you more if you decide to sell it rather than pawn it. We had to change the whole transaction because he's like, I don't know what he said, something about you're not selling it, right? And I said, well, I'll sell it if you give me more. And he said, well, yeah, we can. So we changed the whole transaction. I said, well, you should have told me that from the beginning. I told you we wanted to, make some money here. So anyway, another thing I want to tell you about is that Guillermo has opened his jewelry bag that he won. He's so sweet. He actually offered to send me anything I liked because he sent me the pictures. And I was like, no, even though I really liked this piece he got. It's absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to show it to you. He sent me the pictures. I think there's like 10 pictures. So I'm going to try to string them together and make you a video so we can see what he got. He got some great things, and I think he's really happy with it. Really happy about that. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. If you have any questions, again, before I do leave, put a question mark or put them in all caps, and I'll answer them. But I have a Q&A video coming soon as well. I'm going to do about 3 videos today, guys. I'm tired of not fulfilling my promises to you guys. I also saw a couple of new people in the chat, so let me say hello. Gloria H, how do you catalog and store your items? Gloria H, I'm going to do a video on that. I do not catalog them. I should, but I don't. But I am going to do one on my storage, and I've learned a lot about storage from Angie there as well. I've watched how she does some of hers, and I've learned to get a little bit more organized and do my storage that way. Purple Lily, how are you? I'm glad you're here. You can always watch it on the rerun, replay it, and all of the live chat will be there as well. A Purple Jelly, a Purple Lily 1. So don't feel like the party's over. It's not. And please leave your comments below, guys. Let me know where you sell your fine jewelry, why you're afraid to sell your fine jewelry on eBay, and if you've ever been taken. I have never been taken by anything that the only time I've ever been taken on eBay was a transaction for a backpack, a really nice backpack, I might add, and it went to, I think, Italy, and it got lost, or they said it got lost. So that was really, I've never been taken for fine jewelry or any kind of jewelry for that matter. I want to thank everybody for being here as well. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, Cindy Loves Jewelry just popped in. She also has a channel on jewelry, and she has an antique booth, so she has a lot of nice things to show. She gets some awesome things, and she buys lots on eBay as well. I have not, well, I did buy a lot of brooches the other day, but I've been wanting to research a little bit more, but I'm kind of overwhelmed with all this jewelry. Oh, I wanted to show you something else before I go. Look what I made. I made this little display thing for the earrings because I bought one on Amazon, and I just put some, what do you call it, washi tape around I did like an accordion fold of some construction paper. And close up, it looks really nice. And it holds these big dangle earrings. Because the one I got on Amazon was really small. Though it feels weighty, like it's supposed to stay, standing, it doesn't. And this is so funny, but I put heavy earrings on and it doesn't even tumble. I want to try to fashion one for the neck as well. Oh, and here's something else I did. Getting crafty on you guys. I ordered one of these little velvet frames for the necklaces. And it was really cheap. I think I got it on eBay for like $4 or $5. I got it shipped and everything. I think it came right out of China. But it was driving me crazy because the velvet was literally like a magnet for lint. It was disgusting. I hated it. So I was taking pictures, and all I could see was the lint, and then I used tape to take off the lint, and I was just, as soon as I would do that, more lint. So you know what I did? I grabbed 2 bottles of nail polish, and I did a dry brush technique. One was silver and one was glitter. And now it looks like a little galaxy scene, doesn't it? And it's no longer a problem with the lint. So now I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use this as a pattern, and I want to do a long one because I have a really hard time with the long necklaces. I usually wind up folding them, so people can see like all of the necklace. I'll fold it and put it on a cloth, kind of like that. But it just doesn't show it off like it's supposed to. So I just wanted to show you that as well. That's what I did. And I'm going to make some more of these. I want to do one in black. I kind of like this one because it kind of looked like a neutral tone. And it worked a lot better than that tiny one that I got from Amazon that keeps tumbling over with heavy earrings. And these are heavy. So any questions? I don't believe so. Stay tuned for my next videos, guys. Again, it's going to be a big haul coming up. I'm going to go in that room right now and film that. Then I'm going to do the Q&A. And what's the other one? I still haven't done the perfume one. I want to do that perfume review. So it was good seeing you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you're not having lousy weather. We actually are. It's raining. But that's okay. It gives me time to do everything I need to do, like list and make videos and stuff. All right, good talking to you. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. I really appreciate everybody being here. And leave your comments below if you have any thoughts about what we discussed today. See you later, guys.